So the US Chamber of Commerce released an article and a publication today. The gist of it, hurry up. Quantum computers are coming. We need to be doing more. We're going to go into the article and the details. We're also going to talk about DARPA and their recent quantum benchmarking initiative. Both of these articles and this news has come out in the last 3 days. So this is a field that is rapidly accelerating, and it's great to see the government is starting to take more aggressive action on quantum, because guess what? Our adversaries and others around the world that are working on quantum computers aren't going to wait for the US. They're not going to wait for us. They're going to keep doing their research and they're going to keep progressing. And currently, in my estimation, we're behind. So with all that said, we're going to jump right in. If you like content like this, please consider leaving a like or subscribe. Let's get started. All right, guys. So here's the article. We've got the U.S. Chamber of Commerce report, which urges faster prep for U.S. to become quantum ready. I've already gone in and highlighted this article, read it through, so we can touch on the big points that I think are the most important to our conversation here. So the U.S. Chamber of Commerce urges faster action on quantum technology, commercialization, cybersecurity preparation, and workforce development to maintain national competitiveness. The report also highlights risks to encryption from future quantum computers and calls for immediate migration to post-quantum cryptographic standards. Now, if we look back at my channel, and if you want to dive deeper into this, I'm going to send you back about 2 weeks ago to Are We Quantum Safe? Definitely go watch that video because we talk a lot about cybersecurity and post-quantum encryption in that video. And if you're interested in the China advances, we do a lot of coverage. Back 3 weeks ago, China claims their new quantum computer beats Google Willow. So go take a look at that one. We also have China versus the USA a month ago. So we've been talking about this on the channel for a while, and it's great to see that the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is starting to raise the alarm bell as well. So quantum technology will reshape computing, communications, and national defense, but the U.S. must move faster to secure its lead. So I did open the report in a different tab here. They do a great job summarizing the report in the article, so we're going to keep going. As we know, quantum technology relies on the unusual behavior of atomic particles at subatomic scales. So unlike classical computers, which store information in binary bits, quantum use qubits. The report warns that without decisive government support, the U.S. could fall behind competitors, especially China and Europe, which have invested heavily in national quantum strategies. So here's the deal, guys. We are already behind, and that's the messaging that needs to happen. It's actually a little bit misleading to say that we will fall behind because we are already behind. We believe the potential for quantum technologies to be a force for good in areas as diverse as transportation, life sciences, communication, and financial services. A policy environment that allows innovation, investment, security, and stability is crucial to unlocking the benefits of quantum technologies. The report argues that today's encryption methods, which secure banking systems, military communications, health records, will be vulnerable to quantum computers. Because of this, malicious actors may already be collecting encrypted data to unlock it later using quantum decryption, a tactic known as harvest now, decrypt later. So this information, this isn't the first, second, third, or fifth time I've read this. Quantum computers are coming very soon. We have already this very valid concern that data and databases are being collected so that they can be hacked in the future, which creates an insane sense of urgency for all of us to move quickly into the post-quantum age with post-quantum cryptography. There's one more video that I want to send you guys back to because this was an earlier video on the channel. I only started this channel a couple months ago. Okay, guys, Very important. If you really care about this issue and you want to know what the stakes are, one of my favorite videos that I posted when I first started this channel is China's DeepSeek is an urgent warning. And I think it lays the groundwork and the context for all of this really well. It's a little bit different production style than I usually use on the channel, but go take a look at China's DeepSeek is an urgent warning. We definitely one of my favorite videos on the channel. Okay, to guard against this, the chamber recommends immediate adoption of PQC, post-quantum cryptographic algorithms. The report advocates for international cooperation, noting that quantum field is inherently global. It suggests the creation of free trade zone for quantum technologies among U.S. allies and urges agreements on export controls to prevent sensitive tech from reaching adversarial countries. Public and private investment in quantum research must increase, the report says, with programs that support both basic science and commercial readiness. So they're not mincing words here. Investment must increase from both the public and private. The quantum race is real, and without swift coordination between government and industry, the U.S. could lose both economic opportunity and digital security. So these are the stakes, you guys. This is why, one of the reasons why we have so many problems in this current world. And it's hard to think about this abstract concept of a quantum computer and why should that matter and how's that going to change my life? But that can get us in a situation very quickly where we get caught off guard. And my current feeling is the US is a laggard in this space. They're aware of what's coming, but we're still not investing enough. And this report from the US Chamber of Commerce definitely adds validity to that opinion that I have, that the US is not investing enough or doing enough. I really also like that they use the word swift coordination. There doesn't seem to be a coordinated effort. There's a lot of private companies and public companies working on this problem in silos, but more coordination would go a long way in this race. All right, actionable insights for US policymakers. So laying this out as simply as possible. Accelerate funding and deployment of NIST-approved post-quantum cryptographic standards. Expand quantum-related R&D tax incentives. Streamline government procurement processes. Establish a free trade zone for quantum technology. I really like how the Chamber of Commerce has laid it out super simply. So if a policymaker is reading this, that they can say, okay, this is what I need to do for my constituents. For private sector leaders, companies, especially those in telecom, finance, and defense, will be on the front lines of quantum deployment. Their readiness will determine how quickly quantum tools move from labs to real world. So this is a call to private sector leaders. Begin auditing current cryptographic systems. Collaborate with universities and research centers to establish training pipelines. Map supply chains. Engage in industry consortia and standards groups to shape interoperability. That is a mouthful there. For educators and workforce, launch specialized degree programs. Integrate quantum computing models. Work with employers to identify high demand roles. Secure funding to expand hands-on learning opportunities. For international allies, work with U.S. agencies to develop harmonized governance structures, develop multilateral export control agreements, pool resources, establish mutual recognition of certifications. And for national security industries, invest in readiness for PQC systems, including simulation of potential quantum-based attacks. Develop secure communication systems that can operate even if classical encryption fails. Monitor international talent flows and research activity. Coordinate with allied defense networks on shared encryption and surveillance. So if this isn't a warning shot from the US government, the US Chamber of Commerce, I don't know what else you're looking for to understand the urgency of this issue and the funding and the research. I also want to say the US can be materially harmed economically and further if they fall behind in this race. So we know that the DOE, so we know that the senators have in February, so a month and a half ago, introduced a $2.5 billion bill to expand US quantum research. So if you care about this issue, call your senator, have them advance that bill. We also know that there's a bipartisan quantum bill. So there's a $2.7 billion National Quantum Initiative Reauthorization Act that is a bipartisan bill. Once again, if you care about these issues, if you're concerned like I am, call your representative. Tell them to keep this bill moving along. All right, guys. So we've talked about the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and I saw this article this weekend, and that's pretty crazy. That the language and guidance is getting a lot more like, you need to do this. If you're in this sector of the world, you need to do this. You need to do this, and laying out a plan for people to start taking action on this. And we need more leadership from the U.S. government as well. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce, DARPA. We're going to talk about DARPA for a second before we end the video. We've already covered this DARPA announcement in depth on the channel, so you would want to go back to just 2 days ago, or actually a day ago, I posted the DARPA news. So I'm not going to do a deep dive. If you want the full deep dive, I'm just going to give the cliff notes in this video. But DARPA is eyeing companies to target industrial useful quantum computers. And this was announced 3 days ago. And essentially, what they're saying in this quantum benchmarking initiative is they want to move any company through quickly to show us that they can build a fault-tolerant quantum computer in under 10 years. I think this is moving a lot faster than that time frame. And I think the fact that they brought in 20 companies and they have an accelerated timeline shows that there's some urgency and some pressure coming from the government to keep moving forward with this. So can we look to DARPA as a potential coordination point and look at all the companies on this list? The list is pretty impressive. We have some big companies, pure play companies, and everything in between. All right, guys. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you found this useful. I hope you learned a little bit. If you like content like this, please consider leaving a like or subscribe. I am just trying to add value to this very interesting quantum computer conversation. I think in the year 2025, lots and lots of crazy things are going to happen. That's my prediction right now. So I'm going to hopefully be here covering it and talking to some people within the industry, hopefully doing some cool interviews and bringing some value in that way as well, because I don't want to just be here yapping my mouth the whole time. So stay tuned for that, and hope you have a great weekend.